Let's move along here to Mr. Moderator Extraordinaire, Michael G. It's been a while. So you're playing 2-5 at Parks, is that right?
Playing 2-5.
Yeah.
Nine-handed.
All right, 9-handed. How deep are you? This is a 1K buy-in max, right?
1K buy-in.
Yep.
So the villain's the effective stack with 800, but I thought he had more. So that's going to factor in. I kind of goofed with the sizing.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what he had.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Low jack opens to 25. I have queens, the queen of spades, queen of clubs.
In what position?
Oh, I was in the hijack. Low jack, I'm right next to him in the hijack. I 3-bet to 100.
Queen of spades to 100. So you 3-bet to 100. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Button, who just sat down the previous orbit, cold calls.
Cold calls. Do you know this guy?
Never saw him before in my life.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know if many of these regs would cold call your 3-bet here, Mike, on the button.
So that's the point. No.
Well, maybe they would trap you with aces. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be, but I never saw the guy before, so I didn't even think of image at that point.
Yeah.
So, and then the low jack takes his time and calls.
All right, so 3 ways, 3-bet pot.
By the way,
yeah,
I just want to give a plug out to Fastroll, because ever since I've used that app, now I can submit hands to you and I don't make you pull your hair out, because I was horrible at submitting hands before this app, and Bart can attest to that.
Yes, of course. The Fastroll app, which was developed by 2 of our CLP subs, specifically allows you to write your live hands in very quickly into an app format so that you can store them and then save them and build a database out and then share them with other people. And I get submissions that are in a great format with a hand history. People post stuff up on our Discord. It's really easy because it's quick. You don't have to write the hands back out.
And I don't have to put my hands, and I'll just make my hands dyslexic like they used to be.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of practice to get used to at first. But yeah, check it out, everybody, the Fastroll app. And if you use the code BART, why do I always forget that, right? It's BART. If you use the code BART, you get 1 month off, I believe, of the yearly subscription. If I have the code wrong, look at the link in the description. All right, so the pot is $300. Okay, 3 ways. 3-bet pot. What's the flop?
And the board comes jack of spades, 10 of spades, 10 of hearts.
Jack of spades, 10 of spades, 10 of hearts. This is an interesting board here, Mike. Well, again, you say this guy's totally unknown to you. Cold call 3 bets here with queen, queen. You know, what some of the hands that jump out at me that people cold call? 3 bets with, yeah, ace, king, ace, queen. 9s through, jacks, things like that. Obviously, that's far less likely with it coming out jack, 10, 10, maybe, you know, sevens through jack, something like that. And then you've got the low jack who completes. Okay.
So low jack checks, and I bet there's 300 in the pot, and I'm thinking if they have Broadway cards, they're going to call. If they have flush draws, they're going to call. There's a lot I can get called from, so I sized up and bet 200.
Which is the guy that's on the 800 effective stack that you miscounted?
That's the button. That's the button.
Okay, so hero bets 200 here. So you've got queens with the queen of spades, jack 10, 10. It's multi-way. And then the low jack, what, you and the low jack are deeper?
We're deeper, yeah. The low jack has about 1,600 in front of him.
Oh, okay, and you cover him, or it's...
He covers me.
So what? How much do you have?
I have 1,300.
All right, so with the low jack, you're 1,300 effective. All right, so 1,300 effective with the low jack, starting 800 effective. So the button only has 700 left. You bet 200. Yeah, I would say that's a little bit large because you don't want to force. I mean, you could bet. I mean, I think you still do get value by betting here from hands like ace, king, ace, queen. I know you block that. I suppose you could make a case sometimes here for checking. Your hand needs a tiny bit of protection, although if you hit a queen and someone has ace, king, it's great for you. You've got the queen of spades here. I think that you could probably bet smaller here in the form of maybe like a third or something like that. I think this is a little bit heavy here because you just have to start thinking about what would you bet here as a bluff with this sizing 3 ways, maybe some big like ace, king, ace, queen of spade type of combos. But you want to get a guy to defend with like 9s, 8s. You don't want him to fold out. Because to be honest with you, like I know you say the button's unknown, but with a guy, if I'm on the button and I flatted you with ace, king, which would probably not happen, I think I have to fold to this flop bet with a guy behind me. And that's what you don't want. You know what I mean?
No, you're
maybe
you're
ace
right.
king, like maybe ace king with a spade. Ace,
No,
ace of spade,
that's why I said the sizing is definitely all messed up.
All right, so you bet 200.
Button called.
The button calls. Wow, next to act.
Didn't think about it.
Okay.
And then the low jack snap folded. So we're heads up.
So the low jack folds, button calls that big bet next to act. Big bet. So now the pot is 700, and this guy only has 500 left, right, in his stack. But you thought he had more.
I thought he had more.
Okay, yeah.
So the turn is the 8 of spades.
So the turn's the 8 of spades. So now it's jack of spades, 10 of spades, 10 of hearts, 8 of spades. So the front door spade comes in. Again, you have the queen of spades here, but if the guy's an unknown, I mean, I've seen guys like love to play like ace X of spades for even a 3-bet pot, ace 9 of spades, ace 5 of spades, ace 4 of spades. Of course, ace king of spades would have been a big one. So I don't think this is the best card for you here, Mike. Now, he should never have 8s here when you're firing out 200, but remember, he still has all those like big hands here too. Like, wow, this is interesting, but you're so shallow though. See, with less than 1 SPR here, with him only having 500 and the pot's 700 because you sized up so much on the flop, what are you gonna do? Just check fold? It's weird. Like it's like, well, if you check and he jams and the pot's 1200, 500 for you to call, you've got queens with a queen of spades. I mean, I this is why like the sizing's a little bit off on the flop, right? Multi-way, because the
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's why I sent it to you. I know. No doubt. That's like
the flop call. I mean, that size, the flop next to that call is just so strong, and then all of a sudden the front door comes in. Usually, when you see this, like when you plug it into like a computer at the stack depth, a lot of times you can't go wrong by just like shoveling it in with like less than 1 SPR. But I don't know, man. This one kind of conserves. This one kind of, I don't know. This one kind of concerns me here. People saying I'm checking here. See, my Nate Schmidt says, see, I told everyone that Mike G plays hands worse than king, meaning he doesn't just have ace and king here. He sometimes has queen. Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I did.
Okay.
I screwed up. I thought he had more money, and I thought, all right, I'm gonna size down now, and I bet 300.
Well, that's just kind of bizarre, Mike. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
No, I know. But what happened was he called, and I realized he only had 230 left.
Yeah, and listen, I do that too.
So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I lose track of people's stacks all the time.
So I guess my question is, if he had 500,
right?
Do I shove or do I check?
Yeah, so playing this like that you have 500. Obviously, now you can't fold because it's only going to be 200 more. I mean,
right.
I think, what I think is interesting, like, because you've got queens with a queen of spades, so you have the spade covered, it's probably not the worst thing in the world to check and see what he does. The interesting part of this is that if he flops something really big, he probably doesn't have a reason to bet. So you're still a little, it's not like, oh, if he goes check and the river's like a red deuce, you could value bet. I don't know. I actually feel like this one where I might check the turn. If he checks it through, I might check the river and just pray that he has like ace jack or something like that,
If I had this one to do again, I probably would check turn, yeah.
Well, so if you check turn and he jams, and the only thing is I would say is like he could have some ace king here with the ace of spades or ace queen with the ace of spades here. Ace queen being now double gutted on jack 10-10 to a 9. So if he had like ace queen, that's a typical hand that someone might flat 3 bets to him sometimes. Ace queen with the ace of spades. Now you've got 2 queens in your hand, so there's really only two combos specifically of that, right? 2 of the remaining, right? 2 of the remaining queens with the ace of spades. Ace king with the ace of spades. There is, I guess, 4 full combos of that. We're talking about ace of spades king. So there's some of that could go on as a semi-bluff on turn that might flat your flop bet. And then there's obviously some, and then you might be asking, well, is he doing this with jacks full or quads 10 on the turn, right? Because that's such a big hand. I don't know, like against an unknown, it's kind of weird because it would have been like 1,200, 500 for you to call. Again, we go back to the fact that that's why kind of like we're in this spot because the flop sizing is, and then all of a sudden this turn card is kind of so. Now, I kind of like check and see as opposed to jam. There probably is never going to be an in-between bet here. I don't think so.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, that's like I said. The jacks was butchered when I realized he only had 230 left. I'm like, fuck. And you want me to give you the river or no?
So you bet 300. Did he jam or what?
No, he just called.
So he left himself like 200 and change?
Yes, sir. 230.
Well, yeah. Now the weird thing though is that like, well, it's only 230, so I guess you can never gonna be able to fold. But I was just saying like the problem here is that he just plays all his jacks full like this and quad tens too, right? Like he's not jamming the turn, probably. I mean, maybe he does some of the time.
No,
but-
there's no reason to.
So what's the river?
River is the king of spades.
So the king of spades comes off on the river. Does that change anything for us? The only thing that changes is if he somehow had an unfull 10 that wasn't ace 10 with the ace of spades that you now beat, because you still lose to ace X of spades. You still lose to boat. But at this point, you just put, I mean, I guess you just put it, I mean, you're never going to fold. And I don't think he's folding either. So at this point, you just put it in because you can't check fold. So
I absolutely.
yeah.
That's what I thought. I looked at it and I thought. I looked at him and I said, I'm all in.
And
Yeah, the ace of spades, queen of hearts.
oh wow. So he sucked out on you in the river, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Ace of spades, queen of hearts. That's interesting though. He actually made this straight too. So the interesting part of this is what would he have done if you checked the turn? Because that's got to be like a really good bluff candidate, right? For him, he looks really strong. Calling your huge flop bet. And now, like I said, he turned double gutter with a ace of spades.
Shouldn't he have raised all in on the turn right there?
I don't know. No, because should he have raised all in the turn? He doesn't have anything on the turn, right?
I guess because he's too shallow, but if he was deeper, then he probably would have been able to. So he was like at 500 in front of him. But still not a good bluff there.
Maybe. I mean, if he doesn't think that somebody's firing like you are, like that heavy with like pocket tens or like pocket jacks, and he thinks he can get you off of like kings or something, sure. He could take that hand as a kind of a semi bluff in a spot like that. Again, if you check turn and he jams and the pot, like if you had checked the turn and he jammed, what would you have done? 1,200, 500 for you to call.
I'd probably fold. I can't see what's jamming there that I'm not going to need a 1 out to or 2 outer.
So he would have gotten 3. So if you had checked, he would have.
He would have been deeper as the way the stacks were now for that amount. I mean,
Well, he had 500 though, right?
Yeah, I probably would have folded. Yeah, I probably would have folded if I would have checked.
Interesting. Because I look at that and I'm like, well, how many? There's 2 combos of ace queen off the ace of spades, 4 combos with ace king with the ace of spades. 3 combos of jack jack, 1 combo of 10-10. That's like 4 and 4. And then in the back of your head, like, does somebody ever play like aces this way? Remember, he cold called your 3-bet like as a trap. It would have been kind of an interesting little spot on the turn. And then you actually have outs to the nut flush too, right? 2 queens and the 9 of spades. Jack of spades.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny. I thought to myself, come on, 9 of spades one time, baby.
Yeah.
And then when the king of spades came, I thought that really can't be that bad of a card for me.
Yeah. All right, Mike. I appreciate the call. Thank you very much.
See you in the chat. Thank you very much. And I hope I don't get too brutalized. Thanks, guys.